There's a different opening for you guys. Okay, anyways, welcome back to Code Vein Revenants and the Road to 100. And today we are continuing our Cathedral adventure. And today I bring to you a little bit of a option space here for the Ruinous Chevalier. As you'll notice over here on the side, our balance value is very, very high already at 220, 210. And yesterday we were at 293 after all of our buffs were active. So we are almost at the point of what we were yesterday without Conviction Spike. And as you see, that 30 or that 50%, we're at 220. And so if we go higher by 50%, we're at 330 exact. And so, or 315 if we use an intensified or a ruinous or a devour version. And you'll notice that our balance is like off the charts here pretty much for these for this area. So this is a teapot. It is really, really good. And there's a couple things to consider here, that we are one weight over the weight limit for 50% of our weight value with the Damarung here along for the ride to provide extra damage reduction. And the problem with that is that we become slow mobility, which slow mobility is not good for anyone. And we can be normal mobility if we just change our blood veil to anything else other than the fortified version. So those 6 extra weight are just too much. If it was 5 weight, then we would be just fine. So see, something like this would be as good as well. So yeah, that's a little bit of an option space here, is that if you want to use the Damarung, then you can go for the then you can go for the intensified or the devour. And if you don't want to use the Damarung, then go for the fortified. The fortified obviously gives you more damage reduction, which is something we are also trying to go for along the way. As well as having high balance. So either way you go about this. And if you're going for Ichor recovery on a backstab, I would switch weapon drain rating up for Avarice with a Devour Chrome here, and that will do you extra so nicely. So we will go with the fortified. We will use the Brionac here, but we will also use the Damarung as a charge weapon. And because we are going to have very high balance, we will not be staggered usually while we are doing a charge attack. So that will be very, 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 very helpful. Because most of the time when you're trying to do a charge attack, you are getting destroyed during that attack, and you never get a chance to actually complete that attack before you can power through and actually get the attack off. I'll show you what I mean here as we go along, and you'll see it in action firsthand. Okay, and I do not want this. I want Jupiter's Blade. So that way we have some actual damage output here. And the Ruinous Chevalier does have some average to decent Ichor or damage on a backstab, but with our blood code here, we are only getting roughly the same as we were getting yesterday. Yesterday we were getting about 1580 or about 1600 or so, and today we're getting about 2000. So depending on what enemy we are going for, that is how that is going to go. And you can see that our damage output here from good job, Io, from Jupiter's Blade is going to be the majority of our damage. So before we get going further here, let's go for a charge attack, bring along that 25% damage reduction, and let's go for Io right now because we have gift extension about to run out, so that will help us significantly. Okay. So let's check where she's at, and let's go for this one. Okay, yes. Okay, so we'll get her, and then we will bring the other one over as necessary. Io, can you get out of there, please? Okay, Io's just going to tank everything for us. Way to go, Io. Okay. That was pretty impressive to see Io take her down like that. Oh, we got tagged on the backswing. Okay, and you'll also notice here that our damage reduction is at 53 for slash, which when defensive order is active, we are able to bring that very, very, very high to about 63 or so, 64, somewhere around there. So that is very, very good in order to have, you know, very, very good defenses. And because there are a few enemies through here that have crush damage, then we are able to bring this along here as a blood veil that has very, 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 very good crush defense. And so this makes it even better. So very, very good. And let's get our charge attack going here. So we have as much damage reduction as possible, even though, you know, we are going for some pretty big damage reduction numbers. Okay, so as we go along here, you'll notice that we'll take a hit from this chunky lady up here, and you'll see just how much damage it will do because it is a giant hammer, and we are now at 69 crush, and so we'll take this hit. Okay, so you can see there that we are able to recover a lot of that damage without being so burdened by, you know, watching our health and making sure that we are up to snuff here. So very, very, very good that we have that ability to take some pretty big damage here along the way, and we're able to get through it. Okay, that is a moment where your balance will not help you for shield bashes, unfortunately. Okay, very, very good. Alternating back and forth is a great way to take care of those enemies. Let's go for Io again, just because I don't even know why. And there's nothing really that we're going to be doing here for the moment. So we will just speed this up a little bit. And let's get the camera. Cameras are always great to pick up. And since we're here at the missile anyways, we'll just go ahead and rest here before moving on. So you can see that we do have some really good options and synergy here with how this setup is meant to operate. And let's go for this fella because he does take quite a bit of effort here to take down. And so we will just go against him as we normally would if we were coming through here for our first time. And we will go ahead and see about what it takes here. Okay, and let's go for a charge attack here. Okay. Okay, so pretty simple, nothing too crazy. So let's get back to our Jupiter's Blade here, and let's get Cleansing Light. Actually, let's go for Io right now, because we can get 10 Ichor pretty easily, but it's hard to do the build-up there with Io to do that double build-up there. Okay. Okay, very, very good. Let's go for Cleansing Light now. And let's get our Mark of Honor here, just because it's here and you don't come across them that much, except in the Tower of Trials. So we'll just bring it along for fun. Alright, and we can go for a little bit of extra damage if we go for a charge attack on this weapon here. So let's go for that. and bring out just a teeny tiny bit of extra damage for that 5%, but because it is lightning now, we do have the ability to oh, there you go. You saw Conviction Spike in action. Very, very good that we were able to take that hit and continue running. No detrimental ill effects. We were able to simply take the hit standing there, and we were not staggered in any sort of way. So very, 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 very good. And so you can kind of see how Conviction Spike works here and there as we go along, and you'll start to realize as we do go through here that the effects are fairly negligible. I would say that there's no real super benefit to it, but it is interesting in how it works, how it operates, and how it allows you the flexibility to decide to either continue attacking within a moment or do some retreating. Okay. Can I get a backstab? Yes. Excellent. And you can see that with the Ruinous Chevalier, we have an incredibly high Ichor recovery value here, which is not typical for really any Blood Veil, as this is the highest Blood Veil recovery drain in the game. It makes for great coupling here with the idea of losing 50% of your Ichor recovery from these kinds of combinations with Conviction Spike and not really any other way to go about recovering Ichor except for weapon strikes and backstabs. Well, or parries, and if you don't have either of those at very, very, very high levels, then it becomes a serious problem, right? Because then you have no ability to continue attacking. You don't have any ability to defend yourself in any way or do damage or anything of the like. So it's really, really important to have very high Ichor recovery at all times. When you have something like Conviction Spike that cuts that in half, it becomes a real serious problem. Okay, so let's take care of that guy. And then let's go for a couple backstabs here on this fella to load up our Ichor recovery. There we go. Good. Alright. Now, as we get over to the next area, the next part here, we will kind of just run into the Berserker and finish him out. And then... oh, you're fine, Eo. And then we'll be on our way. So, no big deal here. Let's go for this. There you go. You saw there that we didn't have Conviction Spike active, and we were still able to power through her attack because of the fact that we were able to have very, very high balance. And there we were not able to power through, unfortunately. Get both of these going before gift extension runs out. That's very good. And this fine lady, let's just run over here and get some backstabs going if we can. There we go. It's always good to get the backstabs going when possible. Okay, Eo's just going to destroy her. Perfect. Now, the Berserker is a pretty difficult fight because of how hard he hits in all of his baseball bat swings and everything like that. So you'll notice that, taking damage in that fight is not exactly ideal in any way, but we can parry the living daylights out of the fella without him, without worrying about too much of what he's doing. So let's go for Conviction Spike now, before we get to this fine specimen here. Okay, and we will just make sure that we run along here. And we'll get some parries, we'll get some backstabs, we'll get some damage out here. Oops. And you can see there that Conviction Spike allowed us to parry through her animation, and we took that hit like a champ, and we were able to keep on going. Okay, so let's give Io some health, since that is the prudent thing to do, to save her heals for when it actually matters, and while we have time to actually recover our health here along the way. Okay, so let's kill those fellas. Let's get some Ichor here. Good. And you can see that we do have a considerable amount of damage here if we need to. There's no real cap on us, as we are able to pretty much work through each and every one of these scenarios, no problem at all, because every single setup here is pretty good overall. Okay, so here they come. Okay, let's go ahead and launch her. Let's get rid of Monkey. Okay, this is a very, very, very good setup here that has happened with how everything got engaged, because we were able to kill everything while at the same time getting a whole lot of Ichor back. And a backstab to boot, even better. Okay, things are looking up. Now, obviously for the Berserker, we are going to bring not Jupiter's Blade, but either Execution or what is that one? Dusk Edge, and Execution. So we'll bring Execution along because it is the preferred of the two. It does have a little bit more difficult time to use it, but because the boy is so big and thick, we are able to work through that no problem. Okay, that's fine. I will take that hit happily. Oh, let's just back up here. Okay. And let's get a couple more backstabs here to load up on Ichor to make sure that we have, the highest amounts possible here. Ouch. And you can see there we were staggered big time because we did not have Conviction Spike active. Okay, let's just get rid of this and move on. But if we would have had Conviction Spike active, we would have most likely been able to power through that attack, since it was not a knockdown attack. Knockdowns and knockbacks, you're not able to power through or change the response of those. Those are just programmed to be knockdowns and knockbacks. However, every other attack, you are able to change the response, as opposed to, knockdowns and such. Okay. Very, very good. And you can see that we have more than ample ability to be able to take care of these enemies, to make them stagger all over the place and not be able to actually perform in any way. So it is very, very, very nice. Okay. And we'll just backstab because we need tons and tons and tons of Ichor here coming up. Very, very good. Okay, and as we get over to the Berserker fight, you'll see we're at 40 Ichor, which is perfect. That's a good amount to be able to utilize all of our gifts and get everything up and running to have maximum availability during the fight. Okay, and if we need to, we can go for Cleansing Light and some Ichor recovery from Blood Sacrifice. But at this point, 60 seconds on Conviction Spike might be all we need. But if we want to wait a little bit, we can go for Gift Extension and get everything up and running as we need to. Okay, I think we'll just hang out here for a second, and then we'll heal up Io, we'll get everything going, and we'll will be on our way. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, we'll let you be full health before we get into the fight. We will definitely go for the Dameron here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get some Ichor back, and then we can go ahead and heal up ourselves, and we'll get defensive order running and active here as well. Okay. Good. Okay, and now because we have 7 heals available to us, we can do this for way more healing. Because we are right here at this point, so it's better to use something like that to get the most out of your healing. It's a nice little trick before some of these events like this. Okay, we'll start off with the backstab as normal, which is great, and then we will just execution our way to victory here. Okay. Good. And we got a launch that is very nice. That's pretty rare to be able to do that. Okay. Okay, you can see there that we took that hit and we didn't stagger. We were able to continue operating here, which is very, very nice. Oops. There we staggered. Okay. And we are out of stamina. Okay. And we'll go for backstabs here just to kind of reset him in stance and go for a couple of gifts. Berries are always appreciated. And let's go ahead and heal. Okay. And he's not getting a lot of chance here to show off Conviction Spike. Okay, now that we're focused, we will never get staggered, especially with Conviction Spike in the play here. Okay, and let's go for another charge attack here and get that damage reduction going. Whoops. And even there, we still staggered through it. Come back, you. Okay, well, Conviction Spike did not really show us a whole lot there, but it was present and active, and the whole fight, and we were able to use that ability to be able to take those hits and keep on moving to pretty good advantage. Having 330 balance is very, 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 very nice. As you can see, though, sometimes we were still getting staggered regardless of what our balance value was. So he does hit hard. He hits like a truck here, especially at max difficulty. So it becomes increasingly difficult to be able to withstand some of these attacks. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.